Thank you so much. We are going to get into it. Back-to-back train matches, as a matter of fact, but different series, obviously. That goes without saying. You can't play the same one twice, Chad.
Maybe we could change the rules, and we can.
Yeah, it's April Fool's. We can do whatever we want.
Imagine you just play the same map 3 times and see who's the best after 3. I guess that's okay. That could work. But
if
we're not doing that.
We'll just play Nuke 3 times.
Or Inferno.
Sure.
They'd be happy with both those, and apparently Device, by his tweet, he's pretty happy with Vertigo as well.
Yeah, all right.
So
Get rid of both their auto bans. Give them a 7-map pool for a while. Why not?
Yeah.
Liquid, on the other hand, got wrecked again.
They could get good at Vertigo.
FaZe Clan, Train. That's a map in the past that was not bad. They could get good at Vertigo. It was not bad in their history. Obviously, things have changed. They talked about leadership in Nico. I'm not convinced by him as an in-game leader. I know that Yanko said he was impressed, but let's not forget they're good mates from days gone by. I don't think he'll say a bad word publicly about him. But if he genuinely believes that, that's great. The problem is, for me, I think he was still fragging at a better rate when he was not leading.
I think the idea is that a player with Nico's caliber, you want to be able to do whatever he needs to do without the restrictions of thinking about how his teammates need to react. Obviously, for Yanko and Nico, the synergy right there, they can communicate quite quickly if they have to in their native languages. But if we look at this train map right here, the first map of the series, the pick of Renegades, if you look at HagerTV.org has a stat line, it's FTU, it stands for Firepower, Teamwork, and Utility. That's the breakdown. Renegades wipes the floor with FaZe in the round win percentage, the opening kills, the multi-kills, the ADR, the trade percentages, the 4v5s, the 5v4s. The only one that they don't is the flash assists, and the flash assists are actually better on FaZe than they are for Renegades on this map specifically. So I don't feel that is one stat line that's going to differentiate you into a winning formula against the Renegades. However, I have a gut feeling that FaZe are going to be coming out pretty hot in this one. They did lose to Renegades back at the Major on Inferno 16-14, where Azza dropped 27 frags in that best-of-1 scenario.
Yeah, that's pretty spectacular. I think Renegades, the way that they've been playing lately, and obviously this being another situation where they could go through 3-0.
Yeah.
This one actually advances you to the playoffs, just as in the Major they went 3-0. I could see them taking this, and the other aspect, we talked about Yanko already a little bit, he's going against Kassad, who's good mates with him, so it's a bit of a coaching battle between the two.
A fun one there as we see the smoke and flashes come over. Very similar pistol to what we saw from Renegades earlier in the tournament. They used this already once here, and they're going to make it work again. Barreling out into the site, lots of kills for Gratisfaction.
Wow, stuck inside of the smoke, wants to get back inside of the site. That's not going to happen. Look how fast Renegades have gone. Bomb already down on a 4-on-2. Grat getting shot by his teammate as he slips over inside of the ladder. He lost 3 HP. I don't think he's too worried about it. That'll be checked by Guardian. He's lost a lot more now. Headshot lands from the USP. And Adren searching forward in the site, trying to give his teammates some space to get on the ball, but the problem is there's so many nooks and crannies. JKS finds the kill. Guardian gets one back, but it's the man that I didn't mention that gets the final kill. Azza, he was waiting, even if they had 2 players survive on FaZe going forward, he was always ready to watch the bomb.
Do you think Adren took his inspiration for his hair from you and Trace?
How the dye? I didn't see it.
He's had it for a while now, but I figured, maybe he saw you
probably
too
more so Trace.
Yeah, you guys really rocked that. We're talking about similarities.
Weirdly, I hated it at the time, and then I went back and watched reflections, and I was like, I wasn't that bad, actually. But when you actually have it, I was like, this is so bad.
The similarities between these two teams in this tournament so far, they've both played against a Chinese team. It was Vici for FaZe, and it was Tyloo for Renegades. And then they both played against Brazilian teams. So FaZe have actually 2-0'd both their opponents, Pain and Vici, whereas Renegades, they had to beat MIBR in a 2-1, and Tyloo 2-0 in a close affair, at least on the scoreline. Something else to note, as things being opened up over here on Nico and Olaf over towards the Ivy position, is that on the last 8 matches for this roster of FaZe, only Nico and Guardian have positive ratings on Train. They've won 3 of those matches. Not fantastic stat lines. I think it's actually more than 8 games, but they're not looking at all like a cohesive unit. The Stars of the past, the Olafs, the Reigns. Obviously, Adren coming in, we're not expecting him to be a carry factor by any means. They've been a little bit lackluster, but Rain in this tournament is looking good. Obviously have Jacob versus Rain as well, so there's another little link between the squads.
Yep, that's a good point. Jacob, man, even he said it. His career was saved by Renegades. He thought it was over. He got a 1-month contract to stand in. They had plans to bring in another player. Those plans fell through, and he played very well in that period, so they said, why don't you just stick around, man?
Yeah, props to him. He's basically, he's changed his whole lifestyle. Like the Renegades guys have had to do, they live in North America, but Jacob's done the same. It's a big shift from Europe, where Counter-Strike is competitive. You think about the,
okay.
We think about the Australians, right? And you think about what I'm alluding to is Oceania as a region, Counter-Strike isn't as competitive. That's why
I thought that was a knock on NA.
No. It's a knock on like Australia, right? You can't compete at a high level on a consistent basis. That's why we originally made the move, right? So for Renegades here to still be, this is their home now is North America, right? This is where they spend the majority of their time. And it's a lifestyle change. It's not just the same for some of these teams who get to go back to their same home every time and they get a chance to relax. For Renegades, it's almost work 24/7. They spend a lot of time with each other, and right now we're going to see them put round number 2 up on the board. FaZe want to hold on to these saved weapons after losing 2 over towards Ivy early. So they upgrade, they want to carry it through to the 3rd round, give themselves another fighting chance. Renegades are all going to scuttle back through the old bomb train, and it looks like they'll go towards CT spawn as their avenue of safety. Gratisfaction made a tweet after they were able to beat MIBR, saying, you know, he didn't feel that he had a great individual performance, but that's a really good sign. If he doesn't need to have a great individual performance, and the likes of the other players can step up. Liaz was doing really good things for them on Mirage over towards that B bomb site. We obviously know JKS and Azza, they have their moments. Jacob had a massive game as well. So if everybody can contribute, that's actually better. It's better than having, you know, 1 or 2 players step up from time to time. If everybody can do it at any given moment, you're a more well-rounded unit.
Well-roundedness is a skill. It's gets you through life. It's good quality to have.
Sought after in some aesthetics as well.
Some aesthetics. Just be well-rounded and you'll get girls. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, not hard at all, right?
If you're worried about that in high school. Gratisfaction. He's going to try and fire in from Ivy. 2 players in that position. Bomb down toward A main, so they haven't committed to anything at this point. Very, very standard default when you look at the map. A 2-1-2. Haven't even gone toward Brown Halls as of yet. They have JKS at the bottom of the stairs just watching to make sure there's no aggression. He'll slowly go further, but watching Pop Dog is more the concern for Jacob. And Adren is down below, still on the pistols. CZ 75 to be specific.
Any stats in particular you want me to keep track of this, Matthew?
No, I think we'll go with it. As I mean, the opening pick is always one that's interesting for me. That's one that's worth always noting.
Round conversion off of that is another exciting one.
Well, that's why, right? That's what I'm essentially alluding to by keeping track of it, right? When they convert them when they lose is a big. It's more when they lose when they get the opening pick that I get worried about.
Oh, this is dangerous.
Nico finds Azza.
They have to go in.
They have seconds. Well, and you're dangerous because the rotations come around. Nico gets in and back out, finds the kill on Jacob. Down to 3 remaining, and Liaz is low. This is certainly a winnable situation. Olaf hasn't even been detected at the bottom side of the site. Easy kill on Liaz, low HP. Dink on Gratisfaction as well, 2-on-2, and Rain's going to swing in. Bomb's going to go wide. They don't see him. CZ, he's got this, surely. He's so low, Gratisfaction manages though to find it with the AK. He has a chance on Rain. Swings out. The reload's going to have to come in soon. He's only got 3 bullets left. That'll work. That'll do with the HP that Grat has, but now he's got the AK, and that changes everything and wins in the rounds.
Rain, cool as a cucumber right there. He didn't panic. He didn't try and run around. He didn't try and force the duel. He made Gratisfaction the one to step in the open and take the fight there. And FaZe, off the back of Nico's 2 big deagle openings there at the low ramp, are going to ensure themselves the 3rd round of the game. So Renegades with an unlikely blunder. We talk about them being good in the fundamentals. A tweet came out from Duncan yesterday calling them Australis and the nickname for Enstralis as well, the 2 teams who are doing the ABCs of Counter-Strike very well up until this point. Moves around that maybe they shouldn't. Great read, great play by FaZe there to stack that in a bomb site and make that one deadly as all hell. The first gun round will ensue right here. Liaz has a Galil, but across the board everybody else is sitting pretty. The rifles and utility. So we're getting underway very early here. Player who has never really returned to that top form is Olaf, who we're on board with right now. At one point, the best player in the world during that Fnatic roster, winning 2 majors with that team. He was an absolute force, a miracle man, and, well, over the top of the smoke, getting boosted up on the server was Jacob, finding the man in question. And Rain with main control. He's going to leave that part of the map. He's going to leave that position. Doesn't feel the necessity to hold on for it too long. Nico grabs a grenade. So damage being done across the board early here as Gratisfaction is down to 14. Nico with that grenade is down to 50. Still a relatively even rounded this scenario, even though Renegades have the number advantage. They don't actually have much map territory. They don't know if anybody's pushed inside. And FaZe have taken a 4-man lean towards this outer bomb site. They're ready for this attack.
Dren, decent Molotov. That smoke was about halfway through its life. They should fade at similar times. And therefore, a peek from Nico is applicable. Smoke lasts a little bit longer. In fact, they double it up. That means he's still isolated. Adren won't be able to support him, but Guardian's got JKS in the meantime. And now Nico swings, checks toward Hell, somehow
Huge
turns around to find Liaz as well.
It's massive impact from Nico and back-to-back rounds here that FaZe have put on the board.
Yeah, I would call a timeout after that, too. That's huge. Liaz couldn't even trade that at that point in time.
I spoke about this yesterday with the mental side of things for Renegades versus MIBR. Like, every victory that they get, you know, they're probably going in thinking, damn, this is still one of the best teams in the world at a certain point. That's going to be the case for FaZe. They know the caliber of players that they're playing against, and I could say similar things for ENCE, who obviously making it to the Major Grand Final. They know that they can kick it with the big boys. But Renegades, you know, you look at the players on the other side, there's legends in this server right now. Nico, still one of the best players in the world. Guardian, you look at him as an AWPer. That's who players like Gratisfaction look up to as they're making their way up. Olaf, I just talked about him being one of the best players in the world. Adren has been playing Counter-Strike for as long as the rest of them. This guy, you watch WCGs back in the day when he was part of K23, the Kazakhstani team. I know JKS has been playing CS just as long as me, and he would have seen a lot of those tournaments with players of that caliber competing. So Renegades here will be pushed on down to take a save. There will be two P250s on the board. Gratisfaction and Jacob are wielding those, and there's going to be a play towards his inner bomb site where Adren is on the low ramp waiting to receive. Guardian in tow with the AWP all the way back towards connector. This should just be an obliteration.
JKS crosses first. Guardian, you're right, has a chance to show off some skills in what would be essentially a shooting gallery. No utility to take away his vision, so we'll see how it goes. And the first, jumps up. Second, not quite there. His teammate in front of him nearly shot and realized, wow, wait a minute.
Good plan.
Wrong guy. It is going to be a bomb plant off of it. Is it? Just barely. Molotov nearly takes down Grat. He runs away with 15 HP, scurries over toward the tank, but only losing one player. They get a plant off of it. But FaZe get the round. Just want to note as well, you can see it on the jerseys. It was not as big of an announcement. We've had Audi with Astralis. We have Honda with Team Liquid. BMW North America, or BMW USA specifically, with Cloud9. And Nissan now with FaZe.
I think Optic did. Oh, was Nissan for Optic as well?
It might be. I didn't see the Optic announcement. I know that Renault and Nissan are the same company, and Renault works closely with Vitality as well. So, yeah, we're getting all the brands.
That's quite nice.
We got VTech, Nismo.
I have no need for a car, so I'll take one if they're going, but for me there's no necessity. But we're going to see a Guardian and Adren go close low ramp with Rain towards high ramp. So if Renegades want to go for an early play inside, they might be able to pick JKS off unsuspectingly here. They want to set the pace. They want to dictate. I like this from FaZe. Yeah, JKS not ready for multiple bodies. He's going to get taken down. Doing a bit of damage onto Guardian, but that's all it is, damage. Great stuff from FaZe early. I like how they're dictating this.
Works his way back in. Flash goes through and along with here it coming and sees them arrive as a result of it because he looked away and kept his vision. Go down. Jacob gets one back toward the E-Box. That's going to open up the availability of walking down Hell. They've just lost Azza in the same position. In fact, he's gone down with the bomb. So now it's all on Jacob and a 1-on-4. I think he'll back out of this one. FaZe going to go up 4-2. All right, 4-2. They can start to build up that economy again because there's not a lot of money left over for Renegades.
Wonder if Jacob is actually going to try and do some more damage or go for the save, but him just running, legging it, being very quick and aggressive. We'll take down Adren. See if he can find any more. There is 34 seconds left on the clock, so if he wants to continue forward, might be able to make a few more kills, but this off angle that he's taken next to the spools inside tells me that he's more than happy to wait and see if they want to hunt him down as opposed to him being the predator. He'll remain the prey in this situation. So, ways that you can deal with the CTs dictating like that, being like aggressive in positions or taking stacks and gambles to the other bomb site, is you can be very, very passive. You can sit all the way back, and then you can be very thorough with your utility usage to clear them out and go through the paces in that regard. Or you kind of take a 50-50. You do like a fast strat, right? You like run out and you go aggressive, and you hope that they're doing a gamble stack on the other side of the map when you push on in. And that way you kind of reset the momentum of, oh, we thought we were dictating the pace. That's been taken away because Renegades have taken the initiative. But that's risky. right? Especially running into a team like FaZe Clan who love to play heads-up Counter-Strike, especially on their CT side. You want to run and have an aim duel? That's their bread and butter.
Guardian and Rain to go through Z Connector and try and get up close. Guardian jumps across and gets into Sandwich. Rain up close on Pop Dog. Doesn't know that Jacob's already down there, so you want to see a Norwegian battle. Vendetta will be enjoying it. Jacob that's going to get it with the way of a flash from Azza. Holds Guardian's attention back over toward the E-Box, knowing that the inside of the site is a problem. Guardian's not alone, though. Nico, excuse me, pushing up, does get the trade off. There's a rotation. Now Olaf and Adren get toward the site as well. They'll try and hold off the entire play. Nico's doing it himself so far. Doesn't get time for the reload, goes to the pistol, and still finds the kill on Liaz, who's, to be fair, gone down to Nico twice when you think that he might have had the upper hand. 4 kills once more for Nico, just as it was last time when that happened, and it's 5-2.
So out of the 5 gun rounds right now, or at least the 5 crucial rounds, because that one did get dangerous off Jacob saved AK, Nico's had huge impact in 3. We spoke about him being one of the highest rated players for them. Actually, I think he is the highest rated player on Train. It's either him or Guardian. And he's doing work early. Olaf has also had some impact as well. One of the things that I'm noticing here is FaZe are more than happy to give up the inner bomb site. They rotated very early there after losing that opening kill. They didn't even have anybody up close and personal. They didn't have anyone passive spotting in case there was an inside play. So Renegades, it's going to be difficult for them to identify this unless JKS goes for a lurk play in that part of the map. But there the call was to go outside, so they don't know how quickly they're stacking yard and how quickly they could actually take inside and set up for a post plan. We have the guns back on the board here. Right now, it is a 3-man inside lean. So this is what we're talking about from FaZe. They are doing a lot of gamble stacks early. They're doing a lot of things differently than what you would expect from them. Normally they just play a very static style, right? They go, we have really good individuals, we'll hold our positions, and we'll lock you out. But here they're being dynamic, they're changing things up, they're rotating proficiently. I feel this has to be the influence of Yanko. It's like, let's add a little bit of spice into our life, because your fundamentals, your fallback should be the individualism. As Nico on top of the train, spoke about his impact earlier, damage done in this round. We'll need to do more because that lean towards the inner bomb site. Now the nades coming off the side. He has to go big.
He goes ready for it. They almost lined up. If he had to get the headshot off on one, it might have led to 2. Grant gets the kill instead. JKS swinging at the bomb. Clear out everything. Olaf still worried behind the smoke at Ivy that there might be someone pushing through. He's got to keep occupied, but flank coming out from Rain. Still has to get down the stairs and around to A main. He's got ways to go just yet. Trying to buy him some time and space. Guardian will do that by getting Gratisfaction down, but the HP certainly favors Renegades at this point with the bomb planted. They've got great positioning. 2 players out from Ivy might be able to get the trade.
Oh, the timing!
That is unfortunate. Azza was ready for it. Rain steps out, but Liaz, I was about to mention it. Based on his positioning, one was low on HP. He could have easily found both. He does. JKS compliments, and it's 5-3. They get another one, at least on the T side.
Oh.
That was huge timing.
You got to be really frustrated with that. You sat, you waited, you thought you had done enough, and just as you turn the corner, peek-a-boot, there comes Rain in the back line. It wasn't enough. They're able to swarm that side. The spacing and the way that they peeked onto Nico's position there was fantastic. Obviously, the footsteps coming close was expecting him to have to take a duel on the close angle, and then the AWP is picked wide from the back of the 5 train and be able to get that kill, but we will get another gun round on the board here. Round number 9, the score is 5-3 in favor of FaZe Clan. Just a single AWP for both teams, and Org in the hands of Olaf Meister. He's converted. Probably still a little bit of stubbornness in the FaZe camp. Feels like the Org's here to stay, boys, so at one point I'm sure we'll see them have to start using it. But opening up the account, AWP onto AWP, you don't often see direct duels in that regard, but Guardian will take down Gratisfaction over towards Ivy. Liaz, he's going to back on off, just in case they want to continue forward. JKS and Jacob on board with now clearing out the box holes, and Azza, he's going to group on in 2.
Rain bottom side of the ladder at Pop. It's Guardian that works his way up on top. At the oil tanker. Still coming out, though, back from the M4. Adren knows he's under pressure, tries to play the headshot angle. He goes down. In fact, Jacob's got a kill as well. So Leas with 2 has the advantage now for Renegades. 37 seconds to work with. Bomb not yet being planted, but in position to do so now. Still trying to find something to cut off the re-entrance from FaZe, and he does through the gap. Gets the headshot on Olaf. Rain's going to bow out. They don't have any money left over, so it's going to be 5-4. And as close as the score indicates, it possibly could be a tie afterwards.
Strangely enough, well, maybe not strangely enough, Renegades look very aware of the utility that everybody on their team is throwing when they do those executes. Because you shouldn't be able to isolate kills that easily without the complete knowledge of what strategy or what, I guess, move is being thrown out in the mid-round. And they seem to do that time and time again. They were down in the number disadvantage. They were executing into, not a stack, but a stronger hold than what you'd normally see towards the inner bomb site. And they're just able to melt away that defense. So props to them for putting the 4th on the board here. Spacing is very good. Their trading is obviously up there. We touched on some of their stat lines earlier, at least the fact that they dominate FaZe across the board other than flash assists on Train. So right here, the only weapon to carry on through will be the AWP of Guardian. Nico leading the way on 12 kills. Just to note, Guardian there in 7. Renegades have a chance here to tie things up and get us to 5-5.
Rain on the Deagle, getting aggressive toward A main. Might get access to it as well. It's up above. The radar's misleading where the closest player is, so he's actually completely alone in that position, but possibility he could flank fast. We'll see. They're going to rotate back over toward B based on that information. Try and get it a little bit closer. They won last time they stacked out B with pistols. Keep that in mind. That was round 3 when they didn't have guns. That's what started them on the run. Ultimately has given them the lead in this half, because Renegades turning things around. If they'd won that as well, it might be a very different score. Guardian gets close as well with the AWP. That works for him. Standing in flames, trying to find a shot to upper, but they're not giving it to him. Now they will. He's down to 36, but he's still making it work. Once again, pistols and a single op from Guardian this time. Stealing rounds at B as Renegades try to get the bomb planted. They don't have the comfort to do so, and I think they've lost track of where Guardian is. Shots from both. Panic reaction. How does Guardian hit that? Gratisfaction pre-fired and baited out a shot. Somehow the flash comes in and Guardian still wrecks him in return because it was his turn to shoot next, and he's on for an ace. He's looking for Lias. He's snuck in behind the tanker. He has the bomb on his back, and there's 31 seconds. He's got a chance to do something with it. It's going to be a long route to go through CT. He's pretty much got to cut to Z or find a kill, and Guardian knows exactly where he's going. What an ace.
Wow. There is a reason that these players are the greats. There's a reason that we talk about them with such legendary status, and there's an example exactly why. What impact that is. That's a round to steal away and a half right there. Up to 12 kills. Well, 7 to kick that round off with the saved WWP. That's all they really had to work with. Makes it look easy. Renegades now looks like they should be able to buy. Azza has gone with the CZ75 and utility. Everybody else has enough money to get the AKs up. Gratisfaction has an AK. I'm just curious if Liaz is going to drop him across the AWP and then take a bit of a lower buy. We will see if that's going to come in any second right now as the pause is ticking on down. Where no, they've just gone with the AKs. So no AWP in the hands of Gratisfaction this time round. Adren on the AUG this time. Olaf has an AK. Not many silenced M4s on the side of FaZe, if any.
Yeah, we're still not seeing a lot of them come back in yet. There's been a few more players bringing it out, but it's not like it's been a massive shift. Maybe over time. Sometimes it's, you know, old habits die hard. People are so used to it, they don't want to risk switching guns, but Guardian, that's incredible. Got close to. I thought he might try and keep his distance, but when the pistols pushed up, so too did he.
Missed that opening there, but Liaz has already been taken out of the round very quickly.
Rain got the kill.
Only 25 seconds in, and somebody's already dead. That's definitely not the way to be kicking this one off, but they will execute quickly towards the inner bomb site.
Yeah, and look how open it is considering that opening pick. Open, maybe not. So Dren gets 2. It's Jacob again that pushes up. Remember last time spraying through smoke. Found a kill, this time through flames. Gets to Dren. He's the one that tried to shut them down solo inside of the B site before the rotations arrived. Oh. He eventually will drop. Rain managing the kill in return. It's just JKS. He thinks the flank is likely.
Previously, his bread and butter, these clutch situations. If he can pull this one off, he does have a Molotov, but
doesn't look like he has enough information to do it, though.
Yeah. There are a lot of flashes in play, so FaZe can take their time. They do have 2 defuse kits, so it's not too much panic. He dropped it on the bomb. I think that was a mistake. It gave away his position. There's still plenty of time to defuse. So no real panic, or is there?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, they have kits. It's going to be close, but I think they've got it just in time. Olaf to do the deed. And FaZe will take it 7-4. I didn't want to get too carried away with it. I thought it was safe. It seemed safe.
It felt safe.
Yeah.
They didn't seem panicked, so...
The umpire said it was safe.
Guess nor should we. With the plant, Renegades will be able to get another buy round on the board. AKs again. So Gratisfaction not having his AWP, it kind of limits their approach, right? They have to use a lot more utility to find opening ground. They can't prop the AWP up to go for a heads-up duel or try and find a pick and get them some territory that then they can work with. That means the utility becomes instrumental for the start of these Renegades pieces. Able just now, after they've done a few gamble stacks earlier, to go with the standard 4-man approach towards the outer bomb site. Olaf and Nico over towards Ivy. That's a scary duo to deal with. Guardian rotating through Connector and Rain on the bomb train. Adren, though, he's going to have a duel with JKS momentarily as JKS is going quite aggressive. He's going to have to deal with Guardian who's rotated in. He's missed him. We can't see this right now, but we can on this right side of the screen. Look how far JKS has gone. This could be huge. He takes the fight. He's not going to get it done. He drops in the side and he dies. What could have been huge has fallen apart.
Yeah, the problem is in that situation, being undetected is great because you'll catch a second player off. So, Gratisfaction, what have he done? I suppose he had to. He had to fire through his teammates to get the kill. He did. He secured it, got Nico down. Molotov on the bomb train. Come back to my thought on that in a second because Guardian wants to work in and Gratisfaction on low HP could be caught quite quickly by the op. They're not overcommitting to it, but now has a lineup? No, he's looking toward Hellstone, so we can't quite see him. That gives Gratisfaction a shot on Rain. Smoke's still down too. Guardian can't push through just yet. Dren, he'll cut him off. 8-4. Yeah, when you stick by the first guy and the second guy's not expecting you, you pretty much have to hit it immediately because if you miss and you also think you're alone, that guy that you walk by is immediately just going to turn and wreck you. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
You know, it really... I said this to you before we went live, and I said I thought the FaZe were going to win, and that the reason is because Renegades always suck with their own map choice. I don't think Train is a bad choice. They did just, you know, kind of mop the floor yesterday with MIBR, but they picked Keish against Vitality at the Major. They lost that one. They picked Keish against MIBR. They lost that one. They picked Train into a FaZe clan who, at least in my opinion, are a pretty good Train team. And now they've only got 4 rounds short. There's still a couple more to work with here, and if they get 5, if they get 6, then that's more than a great half. Just don't know. Like, Renegades know what maps they're good on, they know what maps they're confident in, but then when they pick them, they never seem to win them. Now, if that becomes a trend, that's a problem, right? It's great if you can always win the other team's map choice, but you need a home map. You need something that you can always fall back on, something that you can always win. And right here, we do talk about the fact that their CT sides are relatively strong. That's what they need, and for FaZe Clan, their T sides, at least historically speaking, maybe before Yanko got on board, were uninspired. Now that he's there, we've already seen what kind of tactics he can deliver, or certain approaches, and maybe the T side will be bolstered by that too, but we're going to see a set piece towards outside. Smokes and flashes coming over the wall, more of a vintage smoke wall towards the bomb train. Nico up close and personal in teammate. He'll take down Gratisfaction, please.
Oh no, that flash has completely wrecked him. Fortunately, his teammates are well and truly up to the task. This should be 9-4. They've got it down to a 4-on-1. Gratisfaction on 24 HP. Does decent damage onto Olaf, but not enough in the end. Low HP costs him, and 9-4 is the score.
So Orb's back out now for Gratisfaction if you would like it. 6,500 in the bank. There you go. You see him buy it up. 2 more chances for Renegades here to put more rounds on the board. You have a look at this. They were getting the pistol. They converted against the Force Buy. They lost to the weapon saved on the Force Buy, which is where it kind of started spiraling out of control. They lost 5 in a row. And they got 2 back of their own, and now they're down another 4-round deficit. They can get 2 to finish the half. Quite good, all things considered. That'll be 4 gun rounds on the board.
Oh, dear Guardian. Fast, as always, Guardian. Sometimes he's too fast for his own good. Probably slow that down a little bit. Hits it, but
I'll do it.
It's hard to go against muscle memory. Guardian! No. Shadow shows, and he still absolutely wrecks Gratisfaction. He got tagged to 89 in that?
I would love to see that from his perspective. How?
I'm confused about the damage dealt to him, but either way, that was pretty solid from Guardian.
That's wild. We've seen that AWP head-to-head duel a couple of times now. It feels like Guardian's gotten the better of Gratisfaction several occasions. But Liaz while we're astonished, was able to take down Olaf over towards Ivy, so now it is a 4-on-4 situation. As I mentioned before, FaZe when they were down, they actually leaned and stacked a bomb site. So let's see if they want to go for something a little bit more unusual again. They're playing 2-2 at the moment. Rain and Nico staying relatively close to one another. It feels like Guardian's made the call that he will anchor the bomb site, and now Adren's going to rotate over to help the outside hold. The cool thing with having an AWP so passive is once he sees the utility come in, he can reposition accordingly and make sure he can slow a push, but it will be a fake.
Four with Nico up close. Good timing. Gets the bomb down, knows that it's committed to A, and he is looking for more still. He's had great multi-kill rounds. I think he snapped away from his intent target on the third one a little too soon, but no time, you're right. Flash out doesn't really bother Adren too much. He just hides and lets Guardian get the kill. 10-4, so Renegades, it's 2-5-2-5.
Yeah, I don't think Renegades are calling a bad game by any means, but they're getting multi-fragged everywhere, right? We spoke about trading being one of their best stat lines, or at least one that they should have over FaZe, and if FaZe are going to continue to multi-kill you and your trade potential's not there, you're losing 2 for 1 in every single occasion, well then of course you're going to lose the rounds. I know that their CT side can be strong, but I get a little bit worried for them if they don't have a big enough buffer. I think Renegades change their approach depending on opponent and maybe depending on map as well, on if they want to go for the force buy after losing pistols. You can see here with the scores coming on up. Guardian 17 kills. He had that miraculous ace before that we spoke about where he had the saved AWP. Nico multi-kills in several rounds now, sitting on 15, and then Rain, Adren, and Olaf kind of just doing the job that they have to, all hovering 8 and 7 kills. There we go. We got that from the perspective of Guardian, and that was just Gratisfaction not hitting the shot that he should have. Simple as that. No utility on the ball for this last round of Renegades. Smoke and 3 flashes.
17-6, by the way, for Guardian.
It's quite nice,
First half as an AWP or CT side train. That says all we need to know about the score. Rain with 2 inside ladder, finally getting that position to work as it normally does for him. Yeah, 17 for Guardian and 15 for Nico. I think we don't need to say too much more, to be honest. You said it. It's between those two for who's the highest rated on train. Well, how about both? Why not both?
It easily can be both,
says,
right?
Yeah. Olaf behind smoke, just hanging out, waiting to see what's going to happen. No one jumping up behind the server as of yet.
Just to note, Matthew, I have a little bit of lull in gameplay. Vitality lost the first map to Fnatic 16-6.
Oh dear. 16-6. Wow. So Vitality's coming around, aren't they?
Did I say Fnatic lost?
You said. I thought you did.
Fnatic won.
Maybe I heard you. Sorry. But okay, I might have heard you backwards. All right, fair enough. So Fnatic put them in their place. Never mind. They're not coming around. I thought they were taking steady strides forward, but Fnatic in good position right now in this event, to say the least. Tag your box. No, didn't quite land. 2 low HP players on the Renegade side. We're looking at an 11-4 half. Guardian waits for his chance to fire. 18. Oh, 19. Didn't quite get it. He will now. No, he won't. He lied. Rain got him, beat him to it. Denied him the chance for one further frag in the opening half, but still with 18, very remarkable. And 11-4, Renegades just couldn't get it going. As you say, it started with the saved force buy from round 2, which didn't include any rifles. I think it was a scout, was it? I think it was, because it was damage done. Either way, they stacked up on B and just wrecked them. And then Guardian with the 1-on-5, essentially. I say 1-on-5, he had teammates, but he was the only one with a gun. Got the ace. Yeah. Just silly.
One of the things that you can look at here is the Renegades, when they played MIBR earlier in the tournament, think about all those 3v5 situations that they were able to win, right? They got back into rounds that they had no business doing so. They won a couple of light upgrade rounds themselves. So they had some freebies when you think about that game previously in the tournament. Here, they haven't been offered any freebies whatsoever. They've actually been the one giving them away. So, we're going to get second half underway. FaZe Clan Renegades, 11-4, T-side now for FaZe. They have a smoke and a Molotov on Nico. That's the only utility they're working with. They're going fast inside. JKS, the only man to receive. We're on board with him now, and they're straight down low ramp. He's going to call the information. He's going to let them take the site and see what he can do, but the timing on this, it hasn't worked for him. He's taken 1, make that 2. The timing, maybe it was perfect. Almost getting the 3rd. He's just going to stay alive, call out the position, and Gratisfaction will finish him off. So between the two of them, that's a wipe right there. And to notice the players that weren't in any of those fights and didn't take any damage, these are little details of Counter-Strike, ladies and gentlemen. that means to upgrade their armor is much less of an investment. So for them to go from Kevlar to head armor saves them a lot of dollary dues. It means that maybe they can buy other bits and pieces, even rifles if they wanted to. But as I say that, 3 of them are going to have UMPs. Liaz will be the only one working with an AUG, and Gratisfaction has the M4A4. You do have enough utility, and FaZe, they're going to keep this one honest. They're just going to take a save round here. Just the 5 Glocks, not even a flash to help them get on out into position. So when you have a round like this and you are FaZe Clan, if you get a plant, if you get a kill, that's fantastic work. You've done more than you should. Glock's the weakest pistol in the entirety of the game.
Yeah, it's true. I think the only way to fix that is the same way you fix the FAMAS.
The burst fire.
Just fix burst fire. Don't make it a laser beam like it was in the opening.
Yeah, that was wild.
The Glock was the most powerful pistol in the game when this game started in beta. But just give it a little more accuracy, and I think both those guns actually have situations where they can be powerful.
Everyone needs a little bit of love.
Well, speaking of burst fire, Rain's trying it right now, jumping on top of the ladder. Best of luck to you, mate. As it waits down below in the AUG.
Lots of A's,
Too many
lots of U's.
like one vowel 3-letter.
What if we gave our own names to the gun?
Nah, probably not.
Or we'll make a sound effect when we hear it.
Gets the shot on Nico. Could do that. The UMP this time. He's got significant damage plus a kill on the Rain. The problem is that he's conceded the bomb plant, so couldn't quite shut that down. JKS gets 2 to add to the total. Got the Molotov in there to make sure they had to go to the left side as well, but now we'll go for the defuse. His teammates will go collect anything that was dropped, and they'll keep the 3 UMPs, but all 5 staying alive is significant. Bit of a bonus situation, as we would say.
It's curious right now to this approach, right? Because if they're just going to do their standard hold by having close pop, close team main, we've seen them do some control over there, and then let the rifles... Oh, okay, well, Jacob's just upgraded in. I was going to say they could keep the UMPs and go for a standard hold. Playing up close and personal, we know JKS plays that anchor position towards inside, so that's a weapon that's serviceable there, but obviously feeling the need for one more rifle. Jacob doesn't want to take any risks right here. The score is 11-6 right now. Renegades winning both pistols in this game and converting the following, so there's 4 out of the 6 rounds right off the bat. Opening smokes will come out to the yard from the FaZe Clan roster. We see this almost every game at the moment, but they will be heading inside. The only player Olaf over towards Ivy, trying to just keep Liaz distracted for as long as possible. JKS is waiting here. Either he's going to wait till the nades come over, or he's going to wait till he feels, and that's a feeling. It's just a tickle of damage onto Guardian and Adren.
JKS. Okay, Guardian, hi. How you doing? And with the AK gets it done. Got his faction. We'll get Adren. Interestingly enough, from the grave, he burned Guardian alive, so it was 1 for 1 quite literally, but Gratisfaction doing the work from there on out. And it's a 2-man advantage with a flashbang that's going to give him some space. Doesn't need to commit to that fight. Bomb's not yet planted, and they've got a flank coming in as well. As Nico shuts that down, he needs to get 3 more kills to win this round. 47 seconds. Bomb is near enough to him in B, but he's not concerned with that just yet. He wants kills first. And perhaps even anticipating that they knew where the bomb was, he leaves it there so as not to indicate where he's gone. Doubled up towards CT, though. That's a difficult position to try and take back, isn't it? So tradable.
This is winnable, though, considering the HP of Jacob.
I think Liaz is going to win this duel. I really do. He's got it lined up. Nico wasn't sure where to look.
The little detail there, everybody, but the player who was up close towards Hump behind the smoke, he knew that Gratisfaction had already pushed on out and gotten a kill, so he knew that that position was open. But what happened was, these little details, the things that you maybe don't notice, a teammate came through connector, lobbed a flash off the wall into the smoke. Now, whether or not it actually blinded up that player, that doesn't matter. It draws the attention to allow Gratisfaction to pop up the ladder and get the kill. That's fantastic micro teamwork from Renegades there in a situation that becomes very dangerous. That's super scary. Anybody up close to Hump, anybody up close in that position, regardless of how many players are alive, has a chance to multi-kill. It is going to be an inside rush, so pressure on JKS again. Nade will come down low ramp. It's too early. He has to spam. We've seen him do this before. This time he only gets 2. The bomb should go down again and the retake once more. So Renegades more than well versed at getting on in here. You see Azza, he pushes across towards high ramp. With these rotations, we may as well talk about this because I think this round should be in the bag. When you come on in, you need to make sure that you're clearing all the pushes. There's no point Azza is the first point going straight up towards the bomb train. He's going to swing wide, can get high ramp and oil control, and then the next player filters in. They take the mid lane, the next player filters in, he takes Hump, and then they push up as a unit. Make things nice and easy. The communication, the protocol, the little details, the understanding, the theory of Counter-Strike. Seeing it at work here as the defuse will come in here. That kill is cool, I guess, but doesn't really offer too much for FaZe Clan as the score now 11-8 in favor of the multi-national squad. Things have turned quite quickly, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. They've stalled out considerably on this T side so far. FaZe. Nico has the op. 17 kills for him. Maybe it's spawn dependent. He's already outside a main, so I think it is. And shows off that he's fine form with it. Gets the first kill and immediately falls back. Where's Guardian gone? He's all the way down toward Ivy. Nico's heading that direction. They might switch the guns back if there's time enough to do it, but why bother? Each of them finding kills on the respective opposite weapon. And Nico says, oh, hang on, you're fine. I'm going back to A main.
You can see how reactive that is across the map, and we also noted a couple of times against MIBR that Liaz would go for that information play over towards Ivy. He's facilitated by Gratisfaction's flash, and then Grad also helped Jacob get into Pop Dog there. So they're constantly dynamic and moving around the map, but 3-on-5 situation. FaZe Clan just doing it off individualism and spawns, as you have already alluded to with that AWP. Now they can just trade out right now. This shouldn't get too difficult, but look at this. Renegades are doing similar to what we saw
A gamble.
from FaZe. They gamble stack towards this inner bomb site.
I think...
Oh my god.
Is there already... Oh, there's not. I thought Rain was already down Pop Dog. I was going to say, if he's already down Pop Dog and secure and they have Ivy with no contest, I think they'd just go down the ladder with the bomb, but he hasn't. So they don't have that information because no one's getting anything going on toward A.
Yeah, I feel like Olaf should just go out here and be a martyr, right? If he goes out and dies, then at least that information will be that there's somebody there.
Yeah, but in this case, he would go out and see no one, and then they take the bomb there. I mean, you're right. It has to be information one way or the other. JKS, ready. Shuts one down already. Guardian at least holds the angle and is ready for the repeat. But Jacob, 30 seconds. Could be a problem. It is going out.
Oh my god!
How does Guardian even hit that? I mean, I thought that bomb leaving was going to be the reason they win this round, not Guardian hitting a stupendous shot. Finally shut down by Gratisfaction, but 1-on-3 bomb on A. I think round done at this point. 15 seconds, that won't matter because bomb is planted now.
FaZe were obviously prepared for the impending stack because they left the bomb in the box holes. I thought that they were just going to fully commit to that, but obviously the passive positions of Adren and Olaf, that was the plan all along. So fantastic mid-round call there from Nico. I thought they were going to need to get these T-rounds on the board by inspired calls from Yanko, but that was just the individual brilliance of an opening kill and then just playing the number situation. Renegades bounce back, try and get information of their own. They lose another. Obviously the round seems closer than it may have seemed from the beginning, but, you know, a 3-on-1 situation at the end here with Grat probably not going to get a chance to hold on to the ZWP, and as I say that, Olaf blows his head to smithereens. Now the drought has lifted, and FaZe Clan have put their first T-side round on the board here, so Renegades...
I'm getting dizzy.
I'd say with the amount we fly that we shouldn't get, like, vertigo or... What's the thing you get?
Where is this spinning texture? Because I know the fan on Mirage is everyone's
Ivy.
favorite to do this on.
That looks like Ivy.
Okay.
I think. I'm not 100%.
Okay. I've
just
never
those
really,
windows right there.
Yeah.
Right?
I've never really bothered to look for it. Wow. All right, then. Good shot, JKS, up above the smoke.
Good response.
Very clever, yeah. Gets up on top of the ledge. Not even the railing, just enough to see. Obviously, by design, knows how to play that. And now Guardian's going to rotate around to try and compensate and find somewhere else to get a pick to try and level this out. Nico over by himself at Brown Halls. He's got teammates coming his direction. Guardian's the one with the bomb.
There's no really fast rotation to JKS right now. Jacob is the closest, but he's not in connector.
Yeah, that's going to be an issue for JKS. Jacob's watching A main to protect Az's position. Grat, okay, he's going to move now. That makes sense because that's by design. You've got one holding out toward Ivy. Gratisfaction is the one with the least amount of pressure in his positioning at A. And he gets inside of Z. B side Z. Zed. How dare I go against Canadian? Zed. Zed's dead, baby. Action's going to transfer all the way around with that AWP as well. On top of yellow, no smokes and no Molotovs to deter. He finds one already, but Nico's walked out and found them both. Problem is, sitting up there, you're extremely vulnerable from so many angles, and I think he overstayed the welcome Still, though, they have the advantage. And all due to the early pick.
No kit, Matt.
In towards B. You're right, no kit. 3 Augs. We're getting back to that meta. As Liaz finds Nico, it might be a winning meta. Guardian already getting one back on Jacob.
No way.
He might. He might. It's Guardian somehow. Stayed alive longer than I thought, as it was on him no matter what. But found the shot on Liaz. Would have been interesting.
Guardian in this game right now, every time he's alive and he has the big green in hand, I'm a little bit nervous. The defuse will come in. And they might be able to scavenge a secondary AWP if Liaz can find it. Unable to... Oh, no, he got it just there in the end. So they're going to give the one to JKS and one to Gratisfaction. So just to note, I really liked Gratisfaction moving to that mid-train position because unless Nico pushes the high ramp smoke, he can't actually kill him because he smoked himself off, right? It just, he had time to kill JKS, drop into the site, reposition, and then take down Grat. So really good stuff from Nico there. And the plant, they can get another gun round on the board here with all the goodies. Nico has the AWP again, and he's going to try and get the pick. This time round, he's done it again. So he's 2 from 2 going for that opening, obviously identifying that Renegades like to play close towards the Evox, like to play close towards the Pop Dog. They can't go for their same information techniques. They can't have Liaz go for an aggressive Ivy play again. Gratisfaction instead is going to get up close and personal towards Team Main.
Can't really be aggressive on Ivy with Olaf standing out there, can you? You've got Guardian there.
Yeah, give it a miss, I think.
Yeah, it's probably for the best. It's just, yeah.
JKS, though, that's a huge duel to make.
This time on the AWP, that's twice he's found B picks.
Curious if, yeah, I was going to say curious if he stays up close or drops back, but we can see on the radar that he's falling all the way back to play more of a retake setup. Azza now has gone forward into Pomp late in the round, and Gratisfaction still being able to AWP into Team Main, so this becomes an interesting one at this point. Olaf actually going for a more aggressive lurk on Ivy this time.
Guardian down and around the stairs at B.
Is Azza going to push here? This could be a fast flank.
It actually could be, because Olaf's not in position to do anything about it yet. I can make that very clear, yet. Jump, ladder jump, baits the shot from JKS. That allows the second with the bomb. Nico to get across. As it's going, Olaf's there. As soon as he comes out, Olaf's got him. Olaf's got him. There's no way. He's made a lot of noise, though.
He's dropped back. He has dropped back. All right. Well, Azza got very lucky there. I thought he was going to push him out.
Nico's got the kill. I think they're going to rotate. Oh, yeah, the regular way. If Azza was up before Olaf came down the hall, maybe there's a chance, but I don't think there really was, because Olaf wasn't making any noise. He was walking, and that means his back would have been exposed. Adren, meanwhile, on the site, finds only one. Azza still makes this possible. It's a 2-on-2.
Molotov
So it's the right call to work together. You're right, though. There is a Molotov. It's gone now. No smoke to extinguish it, excuse me, but they got the kill immediately.
They have to save.
It's
they have
too
to
far
get out of
gone.
there.
Yeah, no kit. They have to. Olaf could jump down, easily take the diffuser. And with that, FaZe find number 13. They've only got 2 in this half to Renegades 5. But they're getting closer to the end with 3 left to 16.
Yeah, Renegades' money's in a bit of trouble right here. So these saved AWPs again, they have to come out on top of these opening duels. They can't keep getting picked off trying to push up towards E-Box or Pop Dog, because that has been a huge opening from Nico in 2 rounds in a row. We spoke about his impact in the first half with a lot of multi-frags, while his impact in the second half, he's found the opening kill in both of the rounds that they've been able to convert. So when we talk about impact from the analyst desk, when we talk about it while we're casting, that's what we're talking about. It's not just as simple as, you know, having a lot of kills on the board. It's how valuable are those kills in rounds 1. And this time it's a 3-man Ivy play. Grat completely blind. He's going to grab one. We'll be able to smoke himself off.
Up at the ready. Shots out through the smoke. Can't land. No one there on the other side. He's not directly in front of him. Rain waiting at A main. Doesn't want to step out just yet. Doesn't have enough support in doing so, even though there's not a lot of weapons. There is 2 ops to go against, and out in the A yard, that's a lot of angles to cover off, one of which is Grat up close, but flashed off. He's got a fall away. He'll go back around Sandwich, backside of Red. As it's still toward Pop Dog. That's great if they come down the ladder. If he has to look over toward A main to help his teammate, it's a bit too far for that shotgun to fire.
That's a very good point. He's going to be stuck in this position. If he doesn't get offered up a duel, he almost becomes useless. And he only has a USP as the sidearm, whereas you look at Jacob, he has a Deagle and a UMP, so... Okay, never mind. They're not needed. The AWPs are more than enough for us. JKS and Grat continue to light up the scoreboard. Yeah, and the fact that he was traded immediately and the second op was able to find the angle still. Olaf's tagged at 28. This looks like a round to Renegades again. 13-10. We're not anywhere near done.
You said it, Renegades, this is their map choice. You're not always convinced by their map choices. Well, this is slowly coming around for them. We'll back off. Bombs down A main. He's just trying to save the gun. There's no way you can do anything with this. AK will be held. Not a lot of money available. Keep in mind, it's not a full reset. If this is the situation I talked about the comeback, right?
Yeah.
This is where the full reset to FaZe right now, Renegades goes to 10, maybe even 11,
yep.
depending on the situation. With I'd have to do the math to figure out where that would leave them. Chances are if they get a bomb plant, you're only going to get one save. But you get to 11, maybe 12, I should say. Now, where they still keep most of the bonus, this is a prime example of how the new money system works.
Yeah, and the problem is not necessarily that FaZe get more chances to buy and be competitive. The problem is that Renegades are the ones who don't actually have a loss bonus built up. So when they get reset and they're down in the rounds, it's so much harsher for the winning team, which is not really something that I think we should be promoting. We should be promoting the better team, but this is going to be a relatively quick play towards inside from Rain this time round. He's going to make his default amount of noise while the rest of his teammates actually walk, not to give away the fact that this isn't just a default.
Yeah, it's almost like saying, it's a good point actually about the CTs, or in this case the CTs Renegades, but the team that's coming back, as soon as they lose one, they only get 1,400.
Yeah.
So they better hope their wins are efficient. If they're scrapping out 1v1s, V1, V1s, V1, V1s, boom, all of a sudden, they lose one and it's done. The other team has more money instantly, and they're already ahead. Jacob, he's not going to allow that this time though. Switches to the Deagle even to find Guardian. It's 3 kills to his name, 2 to find. Nico and Adren. He won't be getting the ace because JKS has already contributed, but Adren's walking out. He might find a 4th. It's Azza that gets the punch instead. Still, though, they're back to within 2 rounds of FaZe.
So right now, just to keep building on your point, you can see the Renegades money guys on the right-hand side of your screen. The most that anybody has was 5,300. So their money, they don't have a huge bank, even though they've been putting in a haul of rounds in the second half, and that's because rounds have been kept close. They've had to save guns in certain situations. They haven't actually had an opportunity to start saving those pennies. So FaZe, even though they just TK leaving spawn, are still in a pretty good position. This should be 13-12. This should be a scenario where Renegades are now in striking distance to tie this one up, put themselves back in a position in the game, which they haven't felt since the 3rd round, to actually be in the lead. So JKS with the AWP at low ramp again. Lots of pressure, but Nico, the opening factor, it's already been felt with the AWP. Now it's felt with the Deagle. He did this in the first half. He's given them a chance, a real opportunity here for FaZe to steal this one away. This one should have been sewn up. This one should have been done and dusted, but...
Rain's in a great spot. Again, he runs directly up just enough on the railing to not be shot at that. I thought he might even get a chance on the reload to go after it. You're right, Nico has opened things up. As it gets one back, it's the man we mentioned. Rain, though, he finally gets one after being in that position for so long. He swings back out, looks towards CT right, finds Azza. Jacob goes after him. He's on 22 HP. He and Leah's to try and win this back, and I don't know that they will. The AK just leaves him in the open to Guardian after the first duel, and you're right, there is no time. It's Renegades now with 12.
Oh my god.
Or excuse me, FaZe with 14. What am I saying? The other way around.
3 rounds now on this T side from FaZe. I'm going to keep pushing this home because you need to realize what Nico is doing right here. The openings with the AWPs, converting those rounds. The opening with the Deagle right here, swarm the bomb site. They're playing the 4-man alien. JKS alienated. The AWP is down in a close position. Get that straight into the hands of Guardian. He doesn't need to do a lot. Obviously, Rain is the one to get the gritty kills there over towards Connector as they flood on out. But Nico's opening, it's the door every time. He's walking in, he's kicking that bad boy open, and he's saying that FaZe are here to take this one because now they're up to 14. Round number 26. Renegades back against it here. AWP for Grat. 3 orgs are out to play. JKS inside with only a UMP. He has no help again. And it looks like early. There it is. Another opening from Nico. This is insane.
Keep in mind the rounds that they've won. You go to round 3 in the first half. They win it with essentially pistols carried over. It's the remains of a force buy. You give them the op win with Guardian's ace. And now you give Nico opening the site with a Deagle. Those 3 rounds, it's 14-11. Those 3 rounds alone literally changed the whole game. It's the score the other direction, not to mention the ensuing economic advantage, and probably Renegades have closed this out by now. So FaZe have done everything right to stay where they are and just need to close out 2 more rounds. They've got this one down to a 4-on-4. Jacob tagged to 50 as well.
See, the thing is here, it's not that Renegades have overly done anything poorly, right? The fact that they've been opened up on it without being able to exchange, that is obviously a problem. But Nico's only done that in the same position twice. He's had a pick over on Liaz. He's had a pick towards inside on JKS, so it's been spread out, his impact. And now, They look like they want to go inside again. JKS, he has to go huge. 2 big kills there. That's basically stifled this. Now the bomb has to go back towards Pop Dog. Action on Nico again over towards Ivy.
Jacob. Peek this as he pleases. He does exactly that. Finds Nico standing in the open. Dren's got one back, but he's completely surrounded. They're coming from all angles. Zed, Pop Dog, where the kill comes from, and Jacob was already out toward Ivy, and it's now 12 for Renegades. They called that last time. Now 14-12. Oh, Forgotten Faction comes back into the fold. They bring that over, and there's a timeout call from FaZe.
Definitely needed right now. See if Yanko can give them any strats of inspiration. You can see with their money situation on the far left of the screen, Guardian has enough for an AWP if they're willing to go for it. Nico, Rain can buy AKs with their head armor. Adrenaline Olof can be the points of utility if they really would like to go for something like that. They can get some pistols with armor and nades behind it. But they're just talking through their options right now. They're still in the driver's seat in this game. They still have the lead. So no crazy need to panic just yet. Renegades will be feeling good that they've been able to pump these rounds back on the board, but they know that after they're losing those opening kills, they're really struggling to convert the round, so they need to tighten up in that regard. They can't give it away. Their mid-round aggressive plays for information have really just fallen on deaf ears. So we're going to get back underway. Guardian has bought into the AWP. He has enough money, residual cash, to buy again in the next round, so he could be the factor. We've already seen a round like this in the game, Matt, where he's gotten it done, and this time he's going to get boosted on up. See if anybody wants to be lingering over towards the top of the 6 train. He's not going to be offered anything at all just yet.
Guardian waiting to work out with the AWP. And slow but sure, he gets an angle at E-Box. That could cost the C. Oh my. CT's deer. The fact that his teammate got out toward Olaf, Adren jumping across. Guardian, you would have thought that he knew to cover the left side. It's caught out when he peeks to the right. Jacob. Fantastic shot, but it's all falling apart. 14-13. Renegades making this game looking more and more likely. We did say at 11-4 they gave themselves a chance, but now we're looking like they're in full control.
The next gun round, let's assume this one's done, right? Let's get one step ahead of ourselves, which you should never do. You make an ass out of you and me if you
assume.
Yeah, but I'm happy to go with this one right here. Unless, okay. The caster curse isn't it a legitimate thing? I didn't realize. I thought you guys just said it as a bit of a joke, but every time I seem to say something else happens.
It makes our lives very difficult. But I also feel like I have really good power, right?
Yeah.
Like now they're going to win this 2-4.
So then they're going to lose it.
See?
But does it get reverse jinx because I said they're going to lose it?
Well, that's the thing, right? Where does the mind game end?
Seeing if they can find any other kills, but I actually think it's probably a good idea for them to hold on to this AWP to give to Guardian in the next round, but Nico wants to make this a meal. He's going to grab the first 8 seconds left. There's not enough time. He's going to see if he can bait out another kill and do some economic damage, but Grat jumping on him with the AWP, using it like a shotgun. Take Nico out of the round. So 13 on the board for them right now. The question is, Matt, if they can only win rounds with Nico getting openings,
yeah.
Do they hopefully at this point, Yanko's given them a strategy. He said, hey, let's do this set piece. Let's isolate this part of the map. Let's go for an attack here. Let's see if Yanko's pause is actually going to result in a change in pace for FaZe, or if it's just going to be business as usual and allow Nico to go for some kills.
I wonder if that trend continues beyond just this game. If it's Nico getting the opening kick that wins them rounds because that's his in-game leading style.
Let me tallies to that.
Well, yeah, it's worth keeping track of, because if he goes, let me get a pick, and then he goes, okay, that pick means this. Okay, now do this.
Yeah.
Instead of being able to call for other people, he needs to call off his own play. That can be a problem.
Yeah, definitely, especially if he's not hitting his shots. So run boost over towards Ivy. We've seen Guardian be successful with that time and time again, but this time round's going to be smoked off. Tries to wait the timing, puts a shot through. That just is going to tell Liaz that Guardian was there. That's basically what he's doing with that shot. It's just saying, hey, I'm here, you have to respect me, you have to be scared of me. So now, as the smoke fades, Liaz can't go for wide picks with the assumption that an AWP might be on the line. Okay, so I think they're going to set smokes here. Above Pop Dog, it looks like that was at least the idea, but maybe that's changed as Guardian's about faced and gone back the other way, throwing nades toward inside. They already have 2 players on that bomb site for Renegade, so we won't see any more of a rotation. It is close pop where these duels will be going down. Breaking the windows. And Rain jumping for information. So slower approach here from FaZe. There hasn't been that opening of Nico. We really have to see how this one pans out to see if Yanko's influence has offered anything at all. Then now they're setting up for yard smokes. We can see 3 players back towards the team main position. Rain will come late down pop. And Olaf will be pushing Ivy. An up-close and personal play here from Renegades could absolutely stifle this before it gets started, and that smoke is perfectly timed.
Nico with the Molotov in hand. Throws that out towards Sandwich. Flash to follow. That fused the entry, but Jacob was already a little long behind the E-box. He now has the bomb. He's not aware that Nico is wrapping around, but look at this little setup. Liaz watching his back and fires through the smoke to find Olaf as well. Rain and Guardian. All that are left, and with 1 second, they are going to save. You are absolutely right. We've got a tie game.
So what's really cool there is that smoke that was held on until the 26-second mark and then delivered. They're in such a core little pack towards main and E-box that they can play off each other very well, and we saw how that unfolded. But that smoke at that point landing, smoke lasts for 18 seconds. You're really not going to push it. You have to. You don't have a choice in that situation. You want to go for the round. You want to make it competitive. You've got to give it a chance. Saving 5v5, look, I've seen teams do it before, but when you're at the danger end of the game like we are right now, things start to get a little bit more difficult. So once again, no Nico opening, no round on the board. Pause will come in again. You can see the back and forth, the discussion between Yanko and Nico to see if they can come up with a new idea. Renegades have to be swelling with confidence now after being able to string these together, even in the eyes of adversity, even after some rounds that maybe they shouldn't have lost. Swarmed by pistols. Think about these 2 rounds. The inside opening with Nico with the Deagle, they lose that round. In the first half, Guardian with the saved AWP. Those are pivot rounds. That's what we talk about, rounds that can change the game. If Renegades hold on and they still win, even in the eyes of that, they've done fantastic on these gun rounds. It's inside play again. Look at this. So many players just tunneling towards inside of the bomb. It's going to be super late.
Molotov down, smoke extinguishes it, but JKS knows that means they're going to push through, and they want to continue pushing through. Got 2 kills now as he gets up close. Jacobs followed it. This is going to be map point for Renegades. Wow. It's all on the Guardian. Convincing as well. Good hold from JKS. Good shot from Guardian, but 5. Does he get 5? Second ace this time in a 1 verse? I don't think so. Bomb down. They're swarming it already. Tries to fire into the smoke. That puts nades on his back, and Azza's already pushed up. That gives him the angle. Guardian goes down, and Renegades with 1 to go. Suddenly making this real. It was 11-4 at half. Kassan's going to get the laugh over Yanko.
I can't believe that they've battled back into this. This is their map choice, right?
That's the panic light that's come on, the alarm for FaZe.
Feels like it should have been going off a lot earlier. But I thought that FaZe would have, been able to close this one out. Their T side's really lacking inspiration here. We can still get to overtime. We can still give us the bonus rounds. We can extend this game, or Renegades can completely lock this one, get it done and dusted. You can see the round timeline right here. Renegades, at least in the last few rounds on the trot, have been able to keep enough bodies alive, and that's not going to factor in anymore. The money, it doesn't matter. Well, at least not for the CTs. But we will see what type of buy FaZe Clan have been able to muster for round number 30. Haven't had too many games that have gone down to the wire, especially in the opening that we've casted here. Most have been blowouts. Yeah,
we've seen, you and I certainly have seen the blowouts. We've seen a few go to overtime. The Spirit game.
Yeah, triple overtime, what that was.
Spirit Pain, was it? Yeah, that's right. And then, there's been a few, but not a ton that have gone this far.
Well, Olaf and Olaf, unsurprisingly, and Liaz is going to take a duel over towards Ivy early. He's going to stop the push. This is just a fast out split, and they have just been destroyed before they've even gotten any territory. The MAC-10, sure, it's great if players are up close, but nobody's there from Renegades to receive the bullets. But Gratisfaction, is he aware? Does he know this position is open? He could go down, and yes, he will. So it's a little bit more interesting as we have a 2-on-4 situation here.
Hold off, though, for Olaf. He's found out. Jacob gets in behind him, and Renegades pull it off. From 11-4 down to a 16-14 victory.
Wow.
The Aussies and all of their friends now included in that. Jacob, Gratisfaction, looking pretty solid, I have to say. That's a good win on their map choice.
Very impressive stuff, and hopefully we can get the Des to talk a little bit more about this when we do get to them. But Nico being the only factor for them on that T side, the only reason that they were able to get into T rounds. The CT side, everything was good. Multi-kills across the board. Guardian hitting a lot of AWP shots. Olaf, Rain, and Adren doing what they needed to do when they needed to do it. Everything was working perfectly. And then get over to the T side, the lack of strategies, the lack of inspiration, the lack of ability to get themselves in a position to even make the rounds enticing. is really where this fell apart. And Renegades just kept their head on their shoulders, kept level, and managed to take this one away. So fantastic stuff to them. Can't sing their praises anymore.
No, that's a huge win for them, that to be able to come back like that in that fashion against a team like FaZe, who continue to struggle in a number of facets. Again, you mentioned Nico needing to get the in-game or the early pick, but also the in-game leading aspect of that. Is there a fault in his leadership in that regard? I still find that they lack depth in this FaZe side. Like, they can't adapt in a lot of situations where you'd think that much skill should and probably would have with Kerrigan in the early days. Obviously, late days there was some issues there, personality-wise, with him, but yeah, good start. Renegades up one map already. Could close it out in 2. That was their map choice. It did go the distance. Took them some time to come back, so maybe not, but we'll find out. We're going to take a break and join the desk.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to cs.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
Case. Big update and new features in the case battles. Updated and convenient interface with new options. Up to 4 users can participate in one battle now. Create and customize your battles, any number and any type of cases. Choose the number of participants and invite your friends with a unique link. Watch the best drop and win everything. Don't miss epic battles on Hellcase.